What? No. Where did it go? Well, hello, friends. Mark Holmes here, and as always, thank you guys for watching, commenting, and subscribing to the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, this literally does not work. Let me get the stuff set up on the live stream. Something happened to my set over here because I actually had something else I wanted
I'm
to show
at
you
the
guys.
ultimate Cowboys fan experience.
Okay. Something happened with our screen. Go figure. Technical difficulties. I have to see if I can get that back up. Welcome everybody to the show. Unfortunately, it takes me a second because we have two streams going on at the same time, so I need to get the Vimeo chat up as well. And unfortunately, we so poor here that we can't afford to hire a AV person to take care of this stuff. So I am literally a one-man show. I don't know how long I can go because I've got a really sore throat that I'm dealing with. I feel like I've swallowed a whistle, so to speak. But we're going to try and make it as best we can. All right, we got both chats going. Hot damn. All right. Welcome everybody who's in on the Vimeo chat. Got you guys squared away, and I got my YouTube chat set up in here as well. How's everybody doing this Friday night during this bye week? I don't know about you. I absolutely, positively hate the bye week, but it's a necessary evil. I see Eric Freeman in here. I see, wow, we got all kinds of people here. I see Boomer Sooner. How you doing tonight? I see Wolf. I see Victor. I see Garza. I see Pat 1984. Derek. Samuel. I see Dallas Cowboys for life. No Dak Ninja. Damien. How's everybody doing tonight? I am doing fantastic myself. I do want to show you guys something here before we get started on everything. We had a fantastic time with our tailgate at FedEx Field. Been better if we actually got a victory and all that, but that happens. I've been working on, how you doing, JC710? Been working on figuring out when I can get to Dallas. Unfortunately, or fortunately, I'm going to be gone for next week, celebrating our 50-year anniversary 3 years late, as well as our birthdays between me and my wife with some friends and stuff on a cruise. So we leave tomorrow. We'll be back next Sunday. And this month is kind of funny as far as home games go. There's only two. There's the Tennessee game to start the month, and then there's the Thanksgiving game. And I can't do Thanksgiving game on there. So then the next one is the Saints, which is a Thursday night. Can't take off from work. The week after is the Eagles. So I am circling on my calendar the Eagles game and being down there. Now, we had such a fun time with all of you great fans and everything else. It literally, for me, is like a drug. I enjoy meeting each and every one of you guys. There was this wonderful lady. She came up to me and she said, "You know what I wake up to every morning?" I was like, "I hope your husband." She said, "Yes, and I wake up to your voice because my husband is watching you every single morning." And it's just like, are you kidding me? How you doing, Deontay and D. Taylor? Welcome to the show. So for me, I want more. So we're going to be going to the Eagles game, and I'm working on joining up with these people right here. We're going to actually play this right now for the most incredible experience.
Right here in the Colony at Lava Cantina, kicking off the season with some of our favorite players and fans. Let's check it out.
Hey, this is Drew Pearson, the original number 88. I'm hot on Holmes, and I'm hot on Dallas-Fort Worth. Hut, hut! Oh, wait. Bam! Hot on Holmes.
So, guys, what we're working on is we're looking at having the best fan experience out there. What we're looking at is Saturday having an event with Michael Gallup, with Drew Pearson, as well as a couple other players from the team on Saturday. And then, of course, Sunday being at the game and everything else, and getting autographs, kind of hanging out, having a tailgate with Drew Pearson and everything else. This is going to be the ultimate experience. We're trying to take this to a whole nother level. So that's what I'm working on for us right now. But I want to know, guys, did you see that catch last night from Hopkins? That unbelievable catch. Now, I know it was ruled an incompletion, but take a look at it. I just have to put this up here because this was incredible. One-handed, wraps it up underneath his leg, pulls it in. I mean, look at this. Is that amazing or what? Freaking incredible. That's a playmaker there. That is, I mean, to me, that's better than Odell Beckham's, mainly because I hate Odell Beckham. But when you see a playmaker like that, I ask you this. Do we have anybody on our team that can do anything like that? Anything? Because take another look at this real quick. Watch it now. Watch it. You see how far he's reaching out? Let me widen up. You see how far he's reaching out to get this pass? Are you telling me that this pass is in that window? So is this the receiver making a great play on a pass that's not quite where you want it to be? Is that possible? Is it that this wide receiver is literally getting the football with his fingertips and making a play? Do we have anybody on our team that can make a play like that? Because we have a hard time when the ball's here. Because here's what we always hear about my quarterback. We always hear that he's not accurate. You know, he's not throwing into that window. Was that pass right there in the window? Was that in the window? I remember when we played them, there were a lot of the passes that were behind him, but he could reach back and get them. There are other ones that are way high that he's going up and get. Now let's take a look at something else real quick here. Now, you know I'm low tech here because I've got two computers and the screen and all that, and I got to switch up on them. So understand that this is low tech, no tech Jobu Sports Report. But take a look at some of these. Watch our receivers. Okay. Wing Ho, screw you. Read between the lines, buddy. I don't care if that was dink and dunk. Each one of those plays right there would have been a touchdown, a first down, positive yards, moving the chains. You got Hopkins out here reaching for the sky. He's literally reaching out here making a play. We got guys catching it with the ball here in the hands and not catching it. So as much as you say, well, that's just dink and dunk. If they can't catch a 10-yard out, what makes you think they're going to catch it down the field? Come on. Exactly, Aaron. Our receivers aren't DeAndre Hopkins. We don't have a great wide receiver that can catch the damn ball. That's my point. Thank you. Maybe you guys will understand. That's the difference of having a Thompson or an Allen Hurns, guys that really are third string, second string, maybe quarter of receivers. That's a difference. You know what else? I'll check this one out too. Because we're not far. We are not far away. I don't care what you guys say, our team sucks. Listen, we catch those passes, we win that game. We win that game. If we don't have boneheaded mistakes like this, 3rd down and 7, your quarterback runs for 25 yards, but you get a play call back. That happened not once, but twice in the game. And you see, mistakes. Let's look at Tyron Smith here holding. I mean, look at Tyron. Literally. Mistakes are killing us. Flat out. Execution. We have enough out there. We don't have the greatest. We can't just overpower people anymore. We have enough talent if we don't make mistakes. But we keep making, you're right, death by 1,000 cuts. Because we had 2 of these holding penalties on 3rd down and long where we made a first down with Dak's feet that get called back. You have pass plays in guys' hands that are getting dropped that are first downs or touchdowns, and we settle for field goals. These mistakes are adding up and destroying the season. Now, I don't know what happened to the offensive line. All I know is Paul Alexander, Mr. Ketchup himself, who came from the Cincinnati Bengals, who were one of the worst teams on the offensive line. Basically, we switched offensive line coaches. They're now 10th best. We've given up over the last 16 games 40-some sacks. So I'm wondering, I look at Chris Richard and say, yeah, that was a good play. Love Chris Richard, what he's done with the defense, because we got number 3 defense. But, brother, our offensive line is leaving something to be desired. Tyron Smith looks old. His footwork looks way out of whack, and he's getting beat on the speed rushes. La'el Collins looks like he is Chaz Green sometimes. I really, this is last year when I kept saying, I think they need to move him back to guard because, see, guard and tackle, if you never played football before, guard and tackle are really 2 different things. Guards are a little more aggressive. You do more pulling. You're more firing out. You're trying to get to the second level to get linebackers. You're pulling around the end and trying to get the end or the safety or whoever to lead block. Tackles are a guy that's more defensive because you are literally on an island taking on the speed rusher. La'el Collins, when he played guard, played lights out. He was down the field leading the running back. But I'm not so sure about him being a tackle anymore in the NFL. I had this discussion with Vosh. Vosh was like, yeah, well, he did pretty good against, the guys in the NFC East and everything else. I want to keep him out there. And I kept saying, I really believe he's a guard. But with the lack of our offensive line coach, I'm sorry, Paul Alexander, you got the ketchup. You like smart guys on the line. That's great you like smart guys on the line. We have a Princeton graduate as a head coach, but what has that done for us? What has that done for us? Wayne, apparently you're following me too, buddy, because guess what? As much as you don't like Dak Prescott, as much as you say that I am just the Pied Piper for Dak Prescott, your ass is in here every single time. So I guess I'll keep on playing my flute, and it'll keep calling you, buddy. There's so many people that hate. I'm not even going to address you fools. But what we need to do is we need to get our shit together collectively, okay? And all you Dak haters, you know what? Oh, guess what? Dak ain't going nowhere this year, next year. Sorry. You can hate on just like you guys hated on for Tony Romo, just like you guys hated on for Danny White because they wanted Gary Hogaboom. And with Roger Staubach, they wanted Danny White. And with Craig Morton, they wanted Roger Staubach. I'm realizing that this is just the evolution of Cowboy fans. I'm sorry, but some of you are just whiny little bitches. You complain about every single thing, no matter what happens. You can win the game by 20 points. Oh, that wasn't good enough. We should have won by 40. You guys are so ungrateful. Guess what? Life is full of disappointments. And there is nothing that is promised to you. You have to work. The stuff that goes on here with Dallas, everybody talks about, oh, well, Dak Prescott, he's not accurate. But you know what? Neither is Deshaun Watson. He has guys that make up for it sometimes. And if you watch that game, if you watch the highlights, these guys are getting 5-yard separation. They're wide the hell open. When was the last time you saw a Dallas Cowboys? Let's just watch this thing again. Take a good look again. It looks painful watching our wide receivers. Look at this. Does he look like he's going for that with authority? Like, give me the damn ball? Look at that. We're kind of, are we trying to act like we want the damn ball? Look at this. You grab a hold of that thing like it's butter, baby, man. You grab a hold of like that thing like you want it and it's mine. These guys are kind of like, oh, well, didn't quite get it. No, you go for that thing like somebody stole it from you and you're stealing that thing back. That's what Hopkins does. That's what the great receivers do. Come on. I'm not saying that Dak Prescott doesn't miss some receivers. He does, like everybody. I'm not saying that when he's under pressure that he doesn't lose his mechanics. He does, like a lot of quarterbacks that are worried about their neck being taken off. Does he need to get better? Yes, like almost every quarterback out there. But so does that offensive line. So do those wide receivers. So does the calling of the plays. Joshua, you know what? Read between the lines, buddy. It would be one thing if this was 2015 and you had Dez Bryant having the best year of his career. It would be another thing if you had Zeke Elliott averaging, and of course the last 3 games, by the way, he's only averaged 3.7 yards per carry, only 193 yards. It would be different if he was beasting through and getting 5 yards a carry. It would be different if the offensive line was giving him time as well. And the only thing that was messing up is that he's just throwing the ball in the stands. Collectively, all of this stuff is killing the offense bit by bit. You can say it's all Dak Prescott. Some of it's Dak Prescott. You can also look and say, why aren't we doing things that Dak does well? Play action, 2-minute, no huddle. Getting his ass outside instead of doing the same stupid stuff. Sorry, Connect. One man show, and then I start with this cold and all these cold meds. Woo! And I start getting excited because of all the trolls. But to your dismay, all you trolls, all you guys that hate Dak Prescott, say he's a bum, guess what? He's going to be here for the next year and a half at least, buddy. There ain't nobody else coming. There are no free agents out there, quarterbacks that are worth anything, that you're going to have to pay him even if you bring in a bum. Sam Bradford got $20 million to go to the Cardinals, and he isn't even on the active roster. You see what they paid Nick Foles, and Nick Foles ain't doing jack. So you haters, if you don't like what I do, that goes for you, Joshua, that goes for you, Matt, that goes for you, Wang Hu, or whoever, you guys that aren't even I won't even put your own name or picture to it. If you want to hate, you think I'm an idiot, you think I like Dak too much, that's fine. Go someplace else. Okoye hates Dak. Go to his channel. Be there with Okoye all the time, okay? But I'm going to go ahead and point out all the things that are wrong with the team. And if you're too stupid to see that there's more than just Dak Prescott has problems with it, then I don't need to talk to you because you're blinded. Because I put up a comment, and it's so funny. I said, listen, for all you that hate Dak, look, the cycle is changing bit by bit. We know beginning last year, Dak was playing pretty good. In fact, his numbers were close to Carson Wentz until week 8, and then they went down the toilet. We had all those games and stuff where he was under 200 yards. The first 3 games of the season, 170, 160, I think 165, somewhere around there. But since that time, when he was averaging 165 yards for those first 3 games, the last 4 have been better. He's averaged 229. I'm not saying that that's great, but if you follow the curve of going up here and then dropping off, he's curving back up. And at the same time that number is going up, Zeke Elliott, the last few games, has been going downhill. Now, we'll see with Amari Cooper. Now, Amari Cooper this year hasn't been quite there, but I can also say that I don't think anybody's quite there with the Raiders at this moment. The Raiders, between, losing their coach from last year. Oh, no, Matt, that's where you're wrong, buddy. You know what? No, we're not going to be shitty. We're not going to be shitty, and you can read between the lines on that one. The team will be better. The team will be better. They are getting better. And let's be honest here. They're still in the middle of the pack. I know right now we get the ninth pick in the NFL draft, but take a look. Super Bowl champions got the same record as we do. Atlanta Falcons got the same record we do. You win a few games, who knows? There's nobody. I mean, you got the Rams that are out there doing really well. You got the Saints, but the Saints don't have a defense. Yeah, the Redskins are 4-2, but do you really believe that the Redskins, and when we talk about quarterback play, understand that Dak has more touchdown passes than the Redskins quarterback, who got $90 million contract. So, understand, we're not going to be in a position to draft a quarterback next year, and there's not really any in the draft. So, you haters, go ahead. But all I'm saying is this. That game was close. That game went down to the wire. Even with all the crap that went wrong. 2 holding penalties cost us 35 yards on 2 first down runs by Dak Prescott. 2 holding penalties. I just showed you 5 of the 7 drop passes that were in guys' hands. They catch those balls, it's a different game. We had field position 5 times under the 20-yard line in that game. We lost the battle of field position badly. Couldn't get any turnovers. With all of that, we were still in that game down the wire, and had we maybe been a little more aggressive and kicked the field goal, would have had a chance to win it. So all I'm saying is this. If we can get a turnover here and there, if we can cut down on the holding penalties, if our receivers can catch a few passes, you only need to average 24 points, and we would have won every game this season. Think about that. 24 points, we would have won every game this season. It's not that far away, not with that defense. How you doing, Sarah? Sean, Nick, I see Law Nation's in the house. Law, if you want to chime in, let me know. I apologize. I've got a bad cold. I don't mean to be coughing in your guys' ears, but I'm holding on for dear life with this cold. Tina, well, I hate to think that it's that, um, but there's a lot to that. Oh, don't worry, Eric. I've been taking more cold meds and everything else. If nothing else, I'll just pickle myself with rum, and I'm sure that'll knock it out. Um, well, be solid, be astrology. The Giants won't trade anybody in the division. They won't do that. So they'll be trading people outside of it. What's funny is the Giants are now favored against the Redskins, and it's not. Hey, there's Philly 500. Philly, you guys got a big game this weekend with the Jags over in London, man. Um, the loser of that game, woo. Wang Hugh, why do you want me to give you a shout out, man? You just hate my quarterback. You're always talking crap about him. So no, I will not give you a shout out, man. I see Maribera over there and JC 710. How you guys doing? Amari Cooper. So Amari Cooper will definitely help because I think now maybe you start settling in on more of Michael Gallup, Cole Beasley in the slot, and of course Amari Cooper. And with Michael Gallup now all of a sudden getting outside and making plays, you get Amari Cooper there, then that all of a sudden will get the safety more and more having to worry about double covering one of those guys. But all of that is null and void if we don't have enough time to let a play develop downfield. um, Man, Nick, don't get me started about Rico. It's one of the, oh, God. It's one of those things that I just don't understand. It's not like you have Jason Witten in front of him. You got to try some different things to find out what works. Wang's mad because he can't find or see his way. Oh, okay. Shout out from Vegas. How you doing, Manuel? Nobody double covers Cooper. Well, we'll see if they do or not. They may have to. You know what, Jag? I hope you do clean the stadium against the Eagles. That would make my day. Good night, Jackie. Potter, no, all of that barbecue went, but usually on Sundays I'll make, I'll have plenty more. I make it on a regular basis. It's one of those things that's real easy. Kind of put it out there, put some wood chips, and just let it go. That is yes, welcome Costco. That is the real Philly 500. He's good people. Well, see, what we need to do collectively is, as a team, we just have not been able. Oh my God, Kayla, what are you doing in here? Wow, I am honored. My daughter is actually in watching my live stream. Honey, I have got the worst cold right now. I've got a sore throat. I've got a little bit of a fever, and I'm hot. I hope your ear infection is better too. Say hello to your mom for me. That's kind of funny. I've never seen my daughter in on one of my live streams before. You were hoping to get rid of Scott Linehan during the bye week? Yeah, well, I think you're going to ride and die with him till the end of the season at this point. Jimmy, here's the thing about the Eagle fans that are here now. I can respect the Eagle fans that are in here right now because their team has been a disappointment for them. Those are true fans that are saying, hey, look, I support my team, win, lose, or draw. I'm cool with people like that. It's the ones that only show up, like the Redskin ones that are now showing up because they beat us, that are never here in good times and bad times. See, to me, that by definition is a bandwagon fan. You guys all know that I am a diehard Dallas Cowboy fan. There is never, ever a time that I'm not here reaping my Cowboys. R for the cold. Well, yeah, time will get rid of that. But forgive me, and thanks for bearing with me. Need a young, innovative offensive coordinator? You ain't kidding. I'll take a ham sandwich over Scott Linehan right now. So, Philly, you and I got to get back together about your Eagles. Unfortunately, I don't know how well I'm going to be able to do it while I'm gone. And I see Virginia Finest is in the house. How you doing tonight? Well, the question you have to ask is how motivated will he be in Dallas? Because it looked like. But here's what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping that we're not getting the Joey Galloway, the Roy Williams effect. What I'm hoping that we get is more like the oh God, can't think of his name. Run DMC. Um, I'm having a brain fart tonight. Um, Sending good vibes to me. Thanks, honey. You know my cold. It's getting it. Vicks on the chest. Yeah, that'll help too. I've been drinking NyQuil like crazy and taking Mucilex and spraying the spray and everything else. Oh, you're trying to call me? I'm sorry, Law. Let me see where you are. Let me try and call you back, Law, because you would actually help me out. Because then I could take a rest of my voice here. Okay. Hey, I see me. Are you there, Law? Lonnie?
Testing 1, 2, 3. Can you hear me?
I see me. I don't see you, buddy. Got your camera on? I hear you, Law. Well, we have Law at least in the background there. Sounds like he's pouring a big drink or something.
No. Can you hear me now?
Oh, I can hear you fine. I just don't see you.
All right. Let's see what's behind this thing right here. All right. Give me a few seconds, okay?
Okay, and let me turn that down some because I got it too loud. Okay, so do I think Cooper is too slow for our offense? Cooper is faster than anybody else we have on our offense. So if he's too slow, then everybody's too slow. Two Dak lovers. Okay, well, at least we get along okay. Cowboy fans are fraud. I bet you guys don't even live in Texas. No, actually I don't, and I never have, but I go to Texas quite often. Hello, is it me you're looking for? Okay. Lincoln Riley or Jason Garrett. A ham sandwich over Jason Garrett. So I would take Lincoln Riley. At this point, the Cowboys need to make change if for no other reason for change's sake. Just to bring in something different. Everybody knows what the Cowboys are doing. Darrell Wolf 08, shout out to you all the way from Afghanistan, man. So it must be morning time there. Thanks a lot for taking care of us, man. Mark Cooper doesn't look too fast. I think Cooper actually looks pretty quick when he wants to be. Thing you have to wonder about is he is coming off of concussion protocol. I guess Law's going to try and call me back. Block this wang. Okay. I have family in Texas, yes. All of Cowboy Nation. Oh, no, you didn't, honey. You're trying to get disowned. How about those Redskins? Really, Kayla? Really? All right, let's see if we got Law back here. There you go, Law.
Okay, y'all can see my.
I can see you now. How you doing tonight, Law?
Man, I'm doing great, man. Just to educate most fans out there, I'm not an individual guy. I love the team, silver and blue. Before Dak Prescott was even born, I rooted for this team and I support this team. Now, with that being said, people fail to realize that this team is going to be the team. We support whoever that is on this team. I'm not an individual guy. That's why I can't even play fantasy football. I can't even play it because I only support the team.
Right, and that's where some people. That's where I wonder what your allegiance is. There's some people that were so happy when Dak got hit out of bounds and like, yeah, he's done, yeah, great. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Because
Yeah.
if you're a fan, don't you want him to succeed? If for no other reason that right now he's only costing us 700,000 a year, that's enabled us to be able to try and bring in some other players and so forth. Um,
Yeah, so man, the more players we can bring in, the better this team can become. Those who can go out there and make plays. Now, are we in a situation where it's evaluation time for Dak Prescott? Yes. Is he the best thing since sliced bread? No, he's not the
no,
best thing since sliced bread, but he's durable and he can prove. It's already a given that he's won game. He have yet to have a losing season.
true, but you know what? Actually, and you sit there and think about it because, at least I know the Cowboy fans. Unless we are 16-0, they're going to be disappointed. But the team isn't really where you would hope that they would be right now, 3-4, and losing to the Redskins. But when you look around the NFL right now, when you look at the Raiders, how they really have gone after Derek Carr, Derek Carr crying on the field and everything else, they've lost complete confidence in. You look at the Giants, how their locker room is shattered with Eli Manning and Odell Beckham, or the Jaguars. You see all these teams that are locker rooms that are being ripped apart. Somehow, with all this turmoil, without all of the, with the wide receivers not getting the ball, as they said we're open and stuff, you can see that fraction here. But how somehow he has helped keep this team together.
Yeah, the guy has some leadership qualities. Now, I do know that a lot of people want wins now, but you can look at the Atlanta Falcons. They 10 years in the game and they have yet to host any Lombardi Trophy. So sometimes it takes a long time for a quarterback to actually take a team to the Super Bowl. Now, granted, Matt Ryan, in his 10th or going on to his 11th year, and one can argue and say, well, I do know that you're gonna have those fickle fans say, well, wait a minute, that's the Atlanta Falcons, we the Cowboys. Well, you got to look at it from this aspect. Yeah, we can just look at several teams across this league. So sometimes it just takes time. And one thing I can tell you this: the Dallas Cowboys, the fans collectively, they're 80%. They don't want to have that patience. They don't want to have that time. They want everything now, and that's cool.
Well, I'm with you on that. But at some point, you got to start looking and saying, 8 years of Jason Garrett. That's a little that's long enough to go ahead and say you need to go in a different direction. At least in my mind. And forgive me, I've got this terrible cold here. I'm trying to hang on.
Oh man, just keep fighting, fam.
But how do you see the season playing out? Let's say we end up being 8-8, 9-7, and so on. Michael Gallup, excuse me, not Michael Gallup. Cooper ends up doing, okay. Dak does a little bit better. Do we think that we'll still make a change if we slip into the playoffs somehow?
I mean, it's what you want. You want a fighting chance to get into the playoff, get into the finals and things like that. But in order for this team to do that, they just have to play a level of consistency. And it starts with the quarterback. Of course, we talk about Dak Prescott, but it starts with him, and then it also starts with Ezekiel Elliott. He gets unscathed. He don't get any problems at all, because it's quite funny to me that it's not the offensive line fault when Dak Prescott gets sacked, but it's the offensive line fault when Ezekiel Elliott get hit on the backfield. I mean, you got to really look at it.
Great point.
Yeah, so I'm like, okay, what's good is good for the gatherer. So my thing is, when they insert Amari Cooper now, he's supposed to soften that 8 and 9 man front.
Right.
So hopefully we can see that, and we can see a little bit more production from Ezekiel Elliott.
Not true. He said hold it. Not true what he said. We can see he's awful, and you heard saying you can't shine shit. That's what you're trying to do with Dak Prescott. I disagree with you on that one, Matt. There have been a lot of quarterbacks out there that started out butt ugly, who, after being in a better system or a different location or a better coach, have done a lot better. You can say that about Jared Goff, because Jared Goff was some shit his rookie year. And you got rid of Jeff Fisher and brought in McVay shined that shit up real good. And I'm going to be honest. I look at every single quarterback that has been there under Scott Linehan and Jason Garrett. Tony Romo didn't get any better under him. In fact, Tony Romo covered up for the deficits of that offense.
True.
Am I wrong on that?
No, you're not wrong at all. And it's good because we had Tony Romo for all those years, and we have so many Super Bowls with an elite quarterback that can pass the football down the field and create things on his own, and also have DeMarcus Ware of the world who can fly off to the edge as far as defense. And it's fantastic for all these Super Bowls we don't want with Tony Romo.
You know what? I'll tell you what. I'm going to agree with the trolls out there about Dak Prescott being able to win a Super Bowl in Dallas here with Jason Garrett. Because I tell you what, let's look at 2014. Best offensive line in football, hands down. Hands down. Yeah, Tyron Smith wasn't getting beat by nobody. Tyron Smith was throwing people all over the place. You had a Dez Bryant, well over 1,000 yards, best season of his career. You had a DeMarco Murray, 1,800 yards, led the NFL in rushing, and a Tony Romo having the best career of his life. And you know what? Couldn't win a playoff game. So you're probably right that with Jason Garrett and this coaching staff, he won't win a Super Bowl here with Jason Garrett in charge, if that makes you guys feel better. Because if you had all of that, which is more than anybody else had that season, and you couldn't win it, what makes you think, now that the offensive line is giving up sacks left and right and having penalties, now that you've got garbage for wide receivers, you don't have a Hall of Fame tight end, that you think that the quarterback can make up for all of that?
It's crazy to me because I already said before during the offseason, the second hardest position to learn is and then the third hardest position to learn is the tight end.
Right.
It's quite funny to me that we don't have those key positionings as a forefront for this particular offense. Right. Now, granted, Looney is playing okay, but there's so many things goes on that goes over people's head when you're talking about alignment and protections and calling out the mic and calling out the protections and moving the actual block reads to a certain side of the field. People discount what Travis Frederick brought to the team. And then also count what a seasoned veteran tight end brings. Now, it's not saying that Jason Witten was the best thing. He can walk on water and things like that. His preparation for the game is everything. Now, the Cowboys said to themselves, okay, we're going to enter into this rookie, unproven tight end, and also some guys picked up from the street that were playing basketball, and we had this project going for them for 3 years. Yeah. And they expect to get production from that level of the field is crazy to me. It's just crazy, but it's what it is at this point. We are kind of like halfway through the season. I think that what we can do now is build on the things that we did great with, and that was pretty much from here, seeing if we can get Amari Cooper into the mix, seeing if he can soften that box, and maybe the guy that we drafted with the 4th overall pick in 2016 will do these things for this team. I got a bad
connection with you. I don't know if it's on my end or your end. I'm going to go ahead and do the dumbass comment of the day right now, because I got Wang Hugh, who's in here saying that Mark loves to trash the team to raise Dak. And you know what, buddy? If you believe that everybody on the team is playing well, then you are truly a dumb ass, okay? Because this team is far from playing well in any phases on offense, period. And for you to say that I'm just trashing the team, I'm pointing out, do you think Tyron Smith is right now a Pro Bowl tackle like he used to be? Are you satisfied with La'el Collins' job? Are you satisfied with the job that we're getting from Connor Williams? Are you satisfied with what you're getting from Allen Hurns? Thompson? Are you telling me that they're all playing great? They're playing at a Pro Bowl level?
Come on, Mark. It's Dak Prescott's fault, man.
I'm not trying.
It's Dak Prescott.
Am I lying? Am I lying about where we are with these guys?
It's all Dak
And even
Prescott.
with Zeke, and
Yeah.
because the offensive line is not opening holes, and we keep calling the same damn plays instead of doing play action and misdirection, throwing in some stuff that will help to soften up the defense to loosen it up. We still keep trying the same things over and over. Zeke's numbers are only 3.7 yards per carry over the last 3 games. So collectively, everybody's got to do a little bit. That's where I said the 5%. If everybody can do 5% more, all of a sudden we're over that 24-point threshold, which really would have won us every game this season.
Yeah, it just goes like that, man, with fans, man. And those convinced against their will is of the same opinion still. They're going to believe that what they believe. Like you said, I remember my guy, Vaj Lombardi, said, there are people actually standing on a chair and beating on their chest saying, we need John Kitna to start over Tony Romo.
Oh, my God, yes. Yeah. Yeah, you remember that, guys? Yeah.
Yeah.
But the same thing they're saying about Dak is the same stuff that they used to say about Tony Romo. Tony Romo's a bum, can't win a big one. He's a choker. Get him out of here. All I say is, okay, if you find me somebody right now better, I'm good. Who are you going to get? That's the answer that, everybody always says, get him out of here. Who are you going to bring in? The realities are you can't go to Walmart and just say, I need a franchise quarterback. Let's get one. You don't have a draft pick next year for a number one to try and get anything, so you don't have it. Free agents, Tyrod Taylor,
Teddy Bridgewater, right?
Teddy Bridgewater, come on. So it behooves you, and that's where you guys don't seem to understand. It behooves you to try and take what you have because you don't have anything else. You don't have anything else. Find somebody who can work with his steps. Find somebody who can work with the offensive line. And I got to tell you, how are you feeling about our offensive line coach?
Hey, man, was it Paul Alexander?
Paul Alexander, Mr. Ketchup himself.
Yeah. I don't know, man. It's going to be it's one of those things. They're going to probably draft a offensive lineman within the first 3 rounds. Well, within the second or third round. It's just how it goes. They're not going to make moves for a veteran guy. So they're going to draft somebody, and we're going to be looking at it like, come on, Cowboys, why y'all drafting again? But it's just whether this is how the cookie crumbling right now.
Wang Hugh would take Teddy Bridgewater right now. Oh, Lordy. Okay, so we can just ignore you for the rest of the night.
No, it's just look at it from here. From Teddy Bridgewater total body of work. What have he done? What have he proven? What is his win-loss record? And we're going to look back at things and say, okay, yes, he's a better thrower of the ball, but those are some intangibles that you have to put in place. Just like when Carson Wentz. You guys remember everybody from the Eagles Nation was talking about, hey, the reason why Carson is struggling his first year is because Lane Johnson went out, his right tackle. And then he had some poor information with his left tackle, too, on the field, off the field.
And he's having that same issue now.
Right. He's having the exact same issue now. And people praise Cam Newton. If you look at Cam Newton total stats for the stat munchers out there, he only passed 10 yards more than Dak Prescott at this point. And then on top of that, if you look at Russell Wilson's stats, he's their offense, I believe, a Super Bowl caliber quarterback, their offense are ranked lower than the Cowboys. So the blame can go around for days and days.
Yeah. Now, Aloha Dude thinks that we gave up too much for Amari Cooper. At first I was kind of like a first-round pick for him, but the more I think about it, everything you do is a risk. There's no guarantees in the NFL on anything. How do you feel about it? Do you think we gave up too much for it?
Well, this is the thing. Either he was going to go to the Redskins or
the Eagles wanted him to.
He was going to go to the Eagles. One of those two teams he was going to go to. And on top of that, maybe it was a clever move for Jerry Jones to say, okay, let's go ahead and up the pony and get this guy, because I know for sure that the A.J. Browns of the world next year may not be the same type of caliber of a wide receiver as as Amari Cooper. And there's somebody else, his name slipped through my mind, but A.J. Brown, shout out to him from Mississippi, Ole Miss. But this is the thing, guys. We can't have our cake and eat it too. I do know that right now we want to look at deals like 4th and 5th round draft picks and say, okay, now we can make moves. But Nah, it's Dallas Cowboys. People are scared to make deals with Cowboys. You already know how they go.
Well, here was my thing, and I started looking at it and thinking about it and I don't have the list in front of me, but I went through all the wide receivers that were drafted in the first round from 2016 on, and basically none of them have really made that much of an impact yet. It takes time to develop. So when you're looking at this team and you see what we had on the field, if we had went through this whole season with the guys we had, we probably would have drafted a wide receiver first round like we did with Dez. Wouldn't you agree with that?
I agree. They would have drafted a receiver with the first round, and if it wasn't for Sean Lee, they probably would have drafted a wide receiver this year.
Right.
But,
so if that's the case, first round wide receivers don't make that big of an impact. It's usually second and third year before they really start going on. So now you're waiting for that guy to go through. You look at Amari Cooper. Amari Cooper's younger than your quarterback by 6 months. Amari Cooper's only 24 years of age, and he's got at least 2 years of being a Pro Bowl player.
True
So he's
that.
got experience. So if you're saying that, yeah, we'd rather draft a guy, and I know you're going to have to pay him next year. This year it's only 400,000. Next year it's 13 million. But you start looking at free agents. Remember we were interested in Sammy Watkins?
You're right.
$48 million for 3 years. So that's 16 a year. He's got 26 catches on the season and 1 TD. That's a lot of cheddar for 26 catches. But as
And he got a damn good quarterback throwing him the ball.
Kansas City, right? Pat Mahomes, who's leading the NFL in touchdown passes. So if that guy is getting 26 catches from him, even Allen Robinson with Chicago, he's got 25 catches. He's costing $42 million.
Fortune.
Yeah. Paul Richardson for the Redskins got $40 million, got 16 catches. So price-wise, you're in the ballpark. Draft-wise, you're going to have to draft a guy next year anyway. Now, the question will be is, will he pan out? And only time will tell on that one. It could be Roy Williams or Joey Galloway, but he might end up being Amari Cooper his first 2 years.
Yes, indeed. And the difference is between Roy and Galloway when they drafted or when they picked up them guys. I think Galloway was already 29, close to 30, and Roy was like 27 and a half.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and it took a minute for Roy. I can pull up some tape and show you guys because this is what I was doing today. I was looking at some old Tennessee Titans film on when they played against us. It was some tapes that Roy showed up. Roy Williams.
Right.
Of course, he was trash, but he showed up some games. So it's just that he didn't get on the same page with Tony Romo.
Yeah. Interesting. So, do you think it's going to work out? Do you think it's going to work out?
Will this work out? Well, this is the thing. I think it will. I think that the problem was when I looked at the film against I guess with the Raiders with Amari, it took him a minute to try to get him in rhythm. Yeah. Wide receiver play is more of a rhythm type of deal. Mm-hmm. I think that you got to throw to him often and early to get their mind sink into the game. I think, believe it or not, this is going to be crazy, but I'm going to say it. You will see a jet sweep with Amari Cooper because speed and the way this offense is built. Mm-hmm. I think that they're going to do bubbles, pass him off on the balls to the flats, and then also they're going to try to take some deep passes to him. So the same plays that you saw with Tavon Austin do, mm-hmm. you will see Amari do. And the same plays that you saw Gallups do, you will see Amari do.
Right, there you go. Well, I think this was a lifeline to Jason Garrett because, they realized, man, we really don't have any receivers out there. And I don't think Jerry wants to fire him, and he's trying to give him all opportunities to try and make the playoffs. So that's why he threw it out there. And I also think that this is a test for Dak Prescott. Give him a wide receiver, a young guy to kind of work with and things and find out, is it Dak or is it the receivers? And, before you have to pay him $20 million plus a year, let's see what we got for the rest of this season. Let's see what we got next year and then make a decision with some talent on the field.
Man, oh, man. Oh. So, yeah, he in 3 years, right?
Mm-hmm.
to prove it that he can't play in the National Football League.
Right.
My God, the disparity of the way we kind of evaluate a quarterback. But it's good. It's all good. I can only imagine if Matthew Stafford and Matt Ryan and all those guys get it on 3 years. Hey, it's got to be the year.
Now let me be fair and balanced, because
Go ahead.
That's what the Redskins did with Kirk Cousins.
Exactly.
Okay.
And they put him on a.
They were stupid to do that, because they could have signed him years ago to a long-term contract and had him and everything else. Because what they've done now, they've screwed themselves.
They did.
Alex Smith, with that 4-year deal that he got $75 million guaranteed. I'm sorry, Alex Smith, believe it or not, has less touchdown passes than Dak Prescott. So he's not the long-term answer for them. And that's where you look around, and people keep saying that, oh, well, you can just get a quarterback anywhere. There ain't quarterbacks to go around.
It's not.
I mean, look at Miami last night with Brock Osweiler. And I know some of these trolls here say, I'll take Brock Osweiler. But, there aren't any quarterbacks out there. So you got to do the best you can to try and make do with what you got and get the most out of them. Figure out a way to change the system. That's the thing that.
But this is the thing, Mark. They didn't do it. The best thing for them to do, if you go and Google, matter of fact, you go to NFL.com, you go look up Aaron Rodgers, quarterback coach. He's been in the game for over 15 years. You go look at Tom Brady's quarterback coach. He's been in the thing for over 12 years. So
we get
in order for them to improve a quarterback, you got to put some pieces around him. Right. I can't expect a kindergarten to teach me anything about math, when I'm an economics major already.
Great analogy.
Yeah, so what I'm saying, I'm already, I can't expect something for somebody to elevate me when they've never been there before. Mm-hmm. There's going to be some growing pains to go through, and the nepotism and the cronyism, because Jerry Jones, you already know he run this thing like a mom and pop's deal. Yeah. So in order for this team to elevate a quarterback, this is just beyond Dak Prescott. This is for anybody we go out and draft.
Right.
You have to go out there and supply the resources to help said quarterback. That's the best thing you have to do to help the young quarterbacks out.
Amen. And we definitely don't have that support system for them to take them to the next level.
Mm-hmm. Kelly Moore talking about, boy, when I was at Boise, this is what I did when I saw this cover 3 zone.
Right.
Yeah. And they roll coverage to this side of the field. This is the best foot mechanics you can do in this situation.
Yes, Belichick never played in the NFL, but guess what? He worked underneath Bill Parcells, and he learned. Okay?
Bill Belichick comes from a coaching tree. I hope whoever put that down there, they go and do their research on Bill.
That's just talking at the side of your mouth there.
Yes, indeed. Bill said back he was on that first run when the Giants won their Super Bowl.
Right.
He was on that stuff.
Yeah, so he learned from the best.
With LT and everybody.
Amari Cooper, soft-ass Pac-Man Jones. Okay. Great point there, Jam. Dak's first 3 years are better than Aikman's, which is true. But, again, people want to get rid of Aikman, too, at this point.
Oh, yeah. Boy, if they had Twitter during the time, my God.
Oh, it's been ugly. Good night, Stephanie. I appreciate you being in here. But we got 5 days off for our Cowboys and stuff. Do you think they're going to do any other major changes between now and then?
Man, I'm praying that, somehow I think that they are going to sign Melifonwu. I think this is Obi Melifonwu. I think that's how you say it.
The Raiders. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They're going to sign him, but they can't release a guy until Monday, and they already full with all their people. They're going to move C.J. Goodwin to the injury reserve or what have you. They're going to pick up OB.
Okay.
But this is what I really wanted, beyond anything. We need a dynamic playmaker, and that guy sitting out there for the Arizona Cardinals, his name is Patrick Peterson.
Oh.
That guy would set this team very far ahead, because players like that, you can always transition them over to safety. So, that will put a big staple piece on this defense.
And more than anything else, our defense is stopping people in yardage-wise, which is great, but we just don't get turnovers, man. We
ranked 30 or something like that in interceptions.
We need turnovers bad. We need to get a short field. And, when you looked at that game, 5 times against the Redskins, We were inside the 20-yard line. We had so far to go on every single drive. Michael
We
Anthony is
did.
selling shirts saying "Fire Kellen Moore." Okay, I didn't know that one. I'll have to get one from him. But it's actually 10 o'clock here, and I'm literally about to die on air. Everybody, I know you know Law Nation, but if you don't know Law Nation, make sure you subscribe to my man. Tell everybody what you got coming up for him and where to find you, man, which is
Oh
everywhere.
man, just follow me on Facebook, Laws Nation, and as well as the YouTube, Law Nation, LAW Nation. That's my podcast too. I really appreciate everyone. I love you all. Hey, when I talk, it's just me talking about my passion, my heart, and desire for this team. So don't take anything personally. I really appreciate everybody in the nation. Mark, hope you get well.
I
Find
appreciate
you
it, man.
some hen, man. That'll get rid of all that.
Man, I gotta
Except for that
actually I
Sprite.
gotta go upstairs and pack and get ready for this trip and stuff. But everybody, thank you so much for all the support and everything else, man. I am working to try and take this thing to a whole nother level. Um, Circle on your calendar the Philadelphia Eagle game because I'm definitely going to be going there, and we're going to be definitely looking at doing that whole package deal and all that, and doing some really cool stuff. And Law Nation will definitely be part of that as well. But I have more information on that coming up for you guys soon. So as always, friends, thank you all.